Hey folks, Dan the Man here with Ralston Acres. You know, this time of year, your tree farmers start thinking about doing our end of summer stuff, things like sprayings, things like, we got to tag trees. Let's talk about that one. Tagging trees. It's almost sale season time. Here at Ralston Acres, another probably 6 weeks, and we're ready to go. But let's talk a little bit about the different types of tree tagging or getting things ready in the field for your customers to go pick a tree. There's some schools of thought. One, and I'll sort of give you the pros and cons of each. One might be, okay, everything in my field that's for sale is a certain price, uh, $50 a piece for every tree in the field. The pros to that is that it is easily done. You don't have to guess. You don't have to worry about sizes. Uh, it's already done. It's already set in stone. It's going to be $50. I don't know whether you have to do tax or not, depending on what state you live in. But um, with your uh, that method, it's really easy to do. Now, another method is to sell it by the foot. In other words, you know, you can uh, have you a pole like similar to what I've got, and you can give one to every customer that comes in and say, here it is, go measure your tree, cut it. When we come back, then we'll measure it again and we'll charge you so much a foot. That's again a little harder, a little more difficult, a few more moving parts, but it still doesn't take a lot of time to do that. You know, the disadvantages to the one price fits all in the field, and also to the measuring. I'll take the all price first. One price, everything in the field, one price. Disadvantage is you're going to have some really nice trees out there, some bigger trees that probably could demand more money in your pocket, more of a value than say a smaller 6 foot tree. Maybe you have a 6 footer and you've got a 9 footer. You know, that 9 footer's been maybe in the field a little longer than this 6 footer. It's had to be fertilized more. It's had to be cared for more years. So, you know, shouldn't you get a little more for that? Well, again, you're sacrificing that for the simplicity and the ease. Well, what about the pole? Well, you know, I guess it would be okay. I've never tried it, but you get in the field and they measure in the field, and then you measure back up here. But here's something that one of the tree farmers that I know has told me, and you would like to think everybody is honest. I understand, but there's some folks who get out there and they see this really nice looking 9 foot tree, and they say, well, you know, my living room will only accommodate 7 feet of that, so I'm going to cut it off at the 7 foot mark. That leaves 2 foot 2 feet in the ground. They take it back to the barn to be processed. You're measuring it. Yep, it's 7 feet. Charge them a 7 foot price, 7 times whatever per foot. But really, they have, and I'm using this word sort of loosely, destroyed a 9 foot tree. They've made a 9 foot tree a 7 foot tree, and guess who gets to pop the stump? You do. So you have $2 worth of or 2 feet worth of stump out there in your field. So you know, I can see the disadvantage. That again, advantage. You know, it takes a little less time than the third option that I'm going to give you, and this is the way that we do it here. Ralston Acres, what we do is myself and at least one or two other people, go into the field, and we will go up to a tree and we will measure that tree. We give it a height. Hold the stick up straight. That's about a 7.5 foot tree. Okay. Then we grade it. Now, what do I mean by grading? Well, we go around the tree. We sort of look for any any spots that maybe little holes or little defects or little something that maybe doesn't quite look like a perfect tree. And again, if you've got 5 or 6% of your trees out there perfect, you're very fortunate. But you know, we sort of give it a grade. Then what I do, I have a chart. I carry it with me on this chart. It's on a clipboard, and I look at that chart and I say, okay, a um, number one, which is the best trees, Murray cypress, 7 feet. It has a price by it. A number two Murray cypress has a price by it for that 7 feet. Each 7, 7.5, 6, 6.5, 8, 8.5. It's got your stair steps as far as size. It also has grade 1, 2, and 3 for your the tree. How does it look? Is it a really good looking tree? Is it one that really looks good but maybe doesn't quite have the same looks as the number one? Or is it a number three, which is it's okay, it's going to go into a corner anyway, kind of a tree. So I like that one. Now, does it take more time? You betcha. By the time you get that chart and you measure the tree, you grade the tree, you look and you get the price, and you've got another person or two out there with you, at least one, and you get the tag, and you put the price on that tag, and we're going to show you the tag here in just a second, and you put the tag on the tree and go to the next one. I believe it can take, I think we got good at it. We could do one about every 45 seconds. So you can see you can do about 65 to 70 in an hour. That's moving pretty good. Now, does that take a long time? If you're going to sell 2,000 trees, yeah, it does take a while. But it eliminates the problem of having 2 foot of the tree still out there, or um, having a 9 foot tree not commanding the value as a 6 foot tree would. So there you go, or 6 foot to 9. So I think the pros outweigh the cons. I think the time is worth it. That's me. That is just my experience. I've seen it done, like I said, either one of the three ways. And is there a right way or a wrong way? No, there's not. But there's the preference way that you have, the preference that you have. So my preference is to measure it, grade it, price it from the chart that you already have your predetermined prices on the chart, and put the tag on the tree. All that I can do when I'm moving down through there with one other person, we can do about one every 40 seconds or so. But you're staying busy, and you can do about 70 roughly in an hour. And so in 3 hours, you're doing 210, 220. So you can see it takes several hours, for me, several days, because I don't do it all at one time to get it done. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, I do. I do. Now, let's talk about the tag. Okay, I have a 2-part tag right here. Some farms use a 3-part tag. We just use the 2-part. I might have gone over this a little bit in the one of the previous videos, but I'll do it again for the sake of going to the tagging of the trees, and I'll show you that. It's like a grid look right here. This tag has the same number on the top of the tag as it does on the bottom part of the tag. Now, the way we work it here is this tag is on the tree. Remember, we have measured the tree. I have graded the tree. I have looked at the chart to get my price, wrote the price on the tag. And by the way, we do do a little pre-work on the tag. We'll put the foot and the variety and some dollar signs, sort of eliminate a little bit of the writing. And once it goes on the tree, the customer can come in then and cut the tree. They take the bottom part of the tag off. The top part of the tag stays on the tree. You see, that's the top part of the tag has got the little uh, wire hanger, and it stays with the tree. The bottom part is torn off, and it stays with the customer. That's what the customer will pay for that tree with, is the bottom part of the tag. Now, it also serves as a great tool for making sure that customer gets their tree their tree, not somebody else's, at the time they pick it up. So they take this, the bottom part, they go back into our barn, they can shop, get concessions, whatever, and then their tree is processed, and then they pick it up in a different area, and they match their number with the top number of the tag that's on the tree. It's already netted, ready to go. Pick it up, into the car they go. So that is the way we do it. Some people have a 3-part tag, but I get by with a 2-part. It matters not, as long as you've got a system by which you can use those numbers to identify that tree, and you have something to pay from when you go to your cashier. Just real quickly, I also wanted to mention that we attended the Tennessee Christmas Tree Growers Association Field Day, and it's around Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and that was a very good and informative meeting. Hal Wilson's farm, Wilson Glen, up in the Sevierville, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area, and also we attended the Georgia Christmas Tree Grower Association meeting this year in near Augusta, Georgia, at Gay's Christmas Tree Farm there just outside of Augusta. Why am I mentioning that? Because both these associations, as is other associations that you can come up with in your particular location in your state, they are basically a wealth of knowledge is there at these meetings. You can talk to other people, network. There's speakers that they'll have that will talk about different things, and this is another way to learn and continue to learn, as I am, continue to learn about Christmas tree farming. Okay, we hope if you've enjoyed this shorter video about tree tagging, it's not rocket science. Do you want it to take a little bit of time? There's option one, or just everything in the field, same price. Do you want it to take a little more time, be a little more specific? Okay, that's option two, selling it by the foot. And, hope that the customer and you agree with the footage that you get and don't have any 2-foot stumps in the field. And number three, which is the way that I like, simply my personal preference, measuring it, grading it, tagging it with a price from a chart. And yes, it is a little more time consuming, but I think in the long run, I think you end up getting the value for your tree that you are looking for. So with all that, I appreciate that very much. Check out also, we've got some videos that are coming. They should be on the Ralston Acres Christmas Tree Farm. There's another YouTube that we use for, I think we'll have it done here in about another couple of weeks right before we open. Some little comical things that we do. It's on a different YouTube channel, but the Farming Around the Christmas Trees, that is this one that you're on now, and we certainly appreciate you watching. Please, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. If you'd like to leave us a comment, that's fine. Let us know what you think you might want to see in future videos, and we'll do our best to try to schedule some. Coming up, we're going to be, not only we've got trees to tag, but we're going to be coming up with other things that we're doing just before we open. So stay tuned to this Farming Around the Christmas Tree, and we'll be happy to bring as much of that to you as we can. So with all that said, thank you very much, and we appreciate it. We'll see you next time on Farming Around the Christmas Tree.